Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm bringing you a super exciting video. I found this new range of OXX makeup, which is Kmart's makeup range. I've talked about it before here on my channel like ages ago. So it's basically Kmart's makeup company in Australia. They're called OXX. Everything is $2 to $4. They brought out a whole bunch of new stuff in the line, so I thought I would test it out for you guys today. So in this video they literally have a full face for everything, so that's what I'm gonna be testing, and it'll be good if you guys want to pick up. I can kind of tell you what's hot, what's not out of the range. So yeah, I only just discovered it. I believe it's brand new. So if you want to see what $2 and $4 makeup can do from Kmart, then please keep watching. In this range they literally have everything from face primers, contour sticks, eye primers, literally everything. So I'm not going to go into detail because I literally picked up most of the stuff that I'm going to be using, or the stuff from the range I should say. So I'm going to start off with their Mineral Matte Primer. This is in matte clear. And I'll just pop the rest of my hair back. Now this just comes out a clear silicone primer. So it just feels like your typical silicone soft primer. Another thing that I do want to add, guys, is all the face products are $4, and all the eye products, pressed powders, blushes, all that sort of stuff are $2. So the primer was $4, this primer. So I'll tell you guys the prices as we get on. Next up they have a Pore Filler. This is in the shade Nude. This is just what it looks like. Again, this one was $4. So I'm mainly going to concentrate this one on the center of my face where my pores are pretty large and in charge. So I don't know how it went in terms of blurring pores. I feel like it did smooth my face out a fair bit, which is good. It does feel really soft, so I think all of that should be soaked into my skin. Now going in with their foundation. Again, this one was $4. I got the shade Light. Unfortunately they don't have the names on some of these packaging, which really sucks, so they only have it on the box. But this is what the foundation looks like. I got Light because they only had light and dark. They do stock a medium, but I thought I'd rather go light and then bronze up rather than go too dark. So I'm going to use my flat top foundation brush from Vanity Planet, and I'm just going to pop this on the brush. Now this is a matte foundation, it's what it claims. As you can probably see already, it's super patchy, which I never have high hopes for these foundations, but I test them out for the sake for you guys in case, you know, you think you might want to try it. I just don't want you guys to waste your money. Okay, so here is my face. It's super patchy. It's separated all on my nose, like there's nothing hardly on there. It kind of just gives a really light coat. Even trying to blend it out with a beauty blender did not help the separation issue or factor. Like it's all just caking up and going yuck. I mean, I don't expect anything less from a foundation this cheap, but yeah, probably stick away from the foundation. It's definitely not my cup of tea. Maybe you can get away with it if you like a super light coverage. I mean, I can get away with it because I don't have troubled skin, but if you have troubled skin and you're into full coverage, then you will hate this foundation, and I don't like this just off the bat just because of the separation in areas that don't look good. Like on my forehead it looks cakey, on my nose. It looks cakey. You can see that it did not cover that dot there. Like, you can just see that it's full patchiness and yuck. But anyways, moving on to the concealer. So this is what the concealer light looks like. Again, it's in the shade Light. This one actually has the name on it here. I swatched this and it's super yellow, so I am a bit nervous for this one as well. I don't think it's going to do anything, just like the foundation. However, the primers, I'd like to test them out with a different foundation because sometimes they could work. So, see what I mean with how orange this concealer is? And this is in the shade Light, you guys. So just doing what I would normally do. And I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender. Okay, so for the concealer, I feel like it didn't do a great deal. Just like the foundation, that doesn't really surprise me. However, the show must go on. So this is one product I'm actually super excited for and hoping that it will be a gem. This is the OXX Cosmetics Finishing Powder. This is what it looks like. Now I'm just going to use this to set underneath my eyes, and then I'll use something else for the rest of my face. But this seems really finely milled, so I'm excited about that. Like, I feel like this is a really flawless powder. I'm also going to use that to bake with later on. But for pressed powder, they brought out these pressed powders. These are $2. So this is what it looks like. And this one is in the shade Light. So I feel like that pressed powder really helped to mattify and give a bit extra coverage. What do you guys think? I mean, this little spot here, if you can see it peeking through, obviously it's not going to cover regardless because the concealer didn't cover it. But I'm actually happy with how my face is kind of looking now. Like, it gave me pretty decent extra coverage. And for $2, I mean, to chuck in the handbag, it's nice and compact. Like, you don't get a powder sponge or anything with it, but if you just chuck a brush in your handbag and this little compact, for $2 you can't really go wrong. I forgot to tell you guys that the finishing powder was $4. Pressed powders are $2. So I've kind of brought the look back. I'm now going to move on to my eyes and then come back to my face, just because I have some exciting stuff. Before I move any further, I just want to tell you guys that I am so silly and stupid because I had cream contour sticks here, which I wanted to use, but I've already powdered my face, so you guys know, or if you don't know, cream does not go over powder well, so I'm gonna have to save these for another video. So yeah, I apologize guys, but keep an eye out for these. I will be sure to use these in my next fully drugstore video. Another thing to keep in mind with this packaging, a lot of the $2 packaging doesn't have the name of the product. It'll have the name on the box, but it won't have the name on the actual product. So if you have a labeler or labels that you can stick on if you can't remember the name, then I highly suggest doing that. Now for eyes, I picked up one of the eyebrow kits. This is in the shade Medium. You get 3 brow powders, so I'm going to open this up. So here is what the Medium brow kit looks like. You get 3 decent different medium shades, and as you can see, it comes with a little angled brush. I don't even want to try and attempt to use the brush, but it is a decent looking brush. So I am going to fill in my brows with this. So I'm going to take the middle shade and possibly dabble into the end shade. Now my brows are already tinted, so this will just be to define them further. So here is my brows filled in. You can definitely see a difference. I feel like with cheap brow powders, you can't really go wrong. I feel like it's kind of easy to get a good brow powder, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really like them. I wish they brought out a brow gel though, that would have been cool, but I would recommend this if you are into brow powders. So now for the eyes, I'm going to use the eye primer. Now this says eye primer matte clear, and then on the packaging it says tinted, so who knows what it's going to come out like, but I'm going to pop this on my eyes. Okay, so here's what the eye primer looks like. This one was $4, and then as you squeeze it out, it's just like a clear consistency. It's like a gel-like consistency, so this will be interesting to see how it performs as an eye primer. Now I'm going to go back in and take that pressed powder I had and just set that eye primer down. It kind of feels like it's setting on this side. It might just take a while to set, but I do just want to further set it. So I'm just taking the pressed powder and patting over the top of it because I feel like it'll slide if I don't do this. So they had a few different eye products. This was the one that I picked up. I also picked up a shimmer one. This to me just looks all matte. This is the eyeshadow duo. They also had like 5-pan eyeshadow palettes, just depending on what you're into. So this one is in the one Autumn. So here are what the shades look like. They're actually super buttery to touch. They are matte. Unfortunately, they don't have the names of the eyeshadows on the back, which is what I'm not too happy about, but you know, for $2 you can't, you know, what can you do? I also picked up the one in Natural, which is a shimmer and a matte. I tell you what, the mattes feel so much creamier than the shimmers. So that is a Natural. So I'm just going to use the two today to create a pretty basic eye look. This won't be anything, you know, different for me because I'm simply just testing the makeup for you guys. So I'm going to start off with the Autumn one and start with that peach shade. And I'm going to run that in my crease. So that colour was just a good transition colour. Now I'm going to add a bit of depth in the crease with this shade from the Natural palette. And go in my crease as well. I don't like how they blend out with the Sigma E25 brush, but I am liking how they are blending out with the big fluffy brush. It might be the eye primer. I was a bit iffy of it at the start, so it could be that. Now taking the purple shade out of this Autumn duo. And placing that on the outer V and in the crease a bit, just to give the look some depth. I'm now going to take the gold shade from the Autumn palette and from the Natural palette and pop that over my lid. I don't know how well this will... It's okay. I'm going to try to wet my brush and see if it makes a difference. I definitely think these eyeshadows have potential if you're just starting out or you work with them a little bit. They definitely did work better wet. The mattes were pretty good, you just have to build them up a bit. And then using your finger again for the shimmer also works a lot better. So I picked up a mascara. Now I don't usually pick up mascaras because I'm going to put falsies on anyway, but I thought, you know what, it's only $2, I'll pick it up. But I'm the idiot who picked up brown and not black. So they had like volumizing, lengthening, waterproof, whatever. I just got the volumizing mascara and it just says it increases the volume. I just wanted to share with you guys that I'm not going to use the mascara because this is how it comes out, all clumpy and yuck. This is why I don't bother usually with cheap mascaras. It is now coming all out of the lid, which is disgusting. So that's just gonna go straight in the bin. That's a waste of $2. So yeah. Okay, so I just went and finished off my eyes with lashes and whatnot. I'm wearing my favorite eBay top lash. I'll have them linked down below for you guys. Now, I just wanted to share with you that I did get some eyeliners. I just didn't want to wear eyeliner for this video. So I picked up this eyeliner here, which is the liquid liner. And then I picked up this one here, which is the gel liner. Don't buy this, buy this. This has got one of those stiff applicators on it. I hate these applicators, and then when I swatched it, hardly anything came off anyway. So even if you like these applicators, don't get this one because it's not pigmented. However, this is super black. I just didn't want to wear it, and it was creamy. So yeah, I would highly recommend this for $2 over the other one. Now let's go back onto my face. They didn't have a bronzer, so I picked up one of the pressed powders in the shade Tan. So I'm going to use this to bronze up my face. Again, this is the $2 pressed powder. I don't know how dark this is going to be or how good it's going to show up on my face, but it doesn't have the name on it, just letting you guys know. And I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and warm up my face. So I feel like that's done an okay job. Now I'm just going to go back and bake a little bit with this powder, and then we will do more face. Okay, so now let's move on to blush. I picked up two different ones. Again, they're in this round kind of packaging like the pressed powder. This one is in the shade Sun Glow. This one's in the shade Sun Glow. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but that's kind of just what it looks like. So this one is in the shade Peach. They had a bunch of different other shades as well, but it's just up to what you like. These are super natural blushes if you don't like too much blush, but they do add a nice flush to the face, which is always nice. So they brought out something super excited, which I was actually really intrigued to see. This is their highlighting kit. So you get 3 shades. You get a pinky one, a goldy one, and then sort of like a semi-matte highlight. So that's what they look like. I am going to mix the goldy one and the pinky one together and pop that on my face. Now, these actually give a pretty intense highlight, as you guys can see. They are super powdery coming off the palette, but for $4, can't really go wrong. So now I'm glowing. I really actually like this. If you can get over the fact that they're powdery for $4, you get a nice highlight. Now to finish off with lips, they have a bunch of different lip options. They have their matte lipsticks, they have a satin lipstick, and they have their lip gloss wands. So I picked up 3 of the mattes, 1 of the satins. I'm going to do some swatches for you guys. I was also super intrigued to see this awesome color come up in the range. So this is just a midnight blue color, and this one's actually in the shade Midnight, and the lipsticks do have names on the bottom. Okay, so this one here is the satin lipstick in Love Nude, and then we have the matte lipstick in Mocha, the other matte one in Midnight, which is the blue color, and then lastly the deep dark rich brown in Chocolate, and that's a matte lipstick also. So with these lipsticks, I don't believe that the mattes are completely matte. I feel like it's pretty much just the same as the shimmer, the satins. However, the color payoff is really good for one swipe back and forth. And today I'm going to take Mocha So you guys may be able to tell that the lipstick isn't 100% matte, but I'm going to top it off with this gloss anyway in the shade Barely There. It's just this gorgeous pinky color, and unfortunately, again, the name isn't on the packaging. So this is going to wrap up my testing the Kmart OXX $2 and $4 range. I really hope you guys enjoyed the look I created. I would recommend some of this stuff, so I'm going to give you a breakdown of what I would recommend. So I would recommend the primer, the pore filler. I would recommend the brow kit, the finishing powder, the pressed powder, the gel eyeliner in this form. The eyeshadows are good if you're a beginner or just like a natural flush of color. If you like super pigmented eyeshadows, then you won't like these. I also recommend the lipsticks, both satin and matte, just depending on what you're into. They pack a really good pigment, they're easy to chuck in your bag, and they're only $2. Plus they have a bunch of different shades. I would also recommend the lip gloss. This smells amazing and it's not a sticky lip gloss, which is so refreshing because a lot of lip glosses are sticky. Also, the lucky last thing, actually second last thing I can recommend is the highlighting kit. It gives a gorgeous highlight for $4. You get 3 different shades if you can get over the fact that they're powdery. And then lastly, if you like a nice natural flush of blush, I can highly recommend the blushes. So things I would stay, oh, and also the eyebrow kit. If I didn't mention the eyebrow kit is also a good one. Things I would stay away from: the foundation, eye primer, concealer, and that's about it, really. That's all I would stay away from. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Also subscribe, because I'm all about affordability and showing you guys that you don't need to spend a ton of money to get a decent look. So I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, you guys.